I hope not. I hope not. I'm not really concerned with their game plan or what they're trying to do. I think we got to read it however it plays out. But one thing about this team is we've prided ourselves on our balance all season and having different guys that can attack depending on how the defense reads us. So I've just been trying to take advantage of the opportunities when they come my way and step up and make shots when it's in rhythm. So obviously we know who we're playing through, but at the end of the day, you just got to read the game the way that they're guarding and take what the defense gives you.
Everyone on your team always says you're so calm in these big moments. How do you stay that way?
I don't know. Probably just my personality. And now, as I get a little older, being able to play in enough of these games to realize, a calm, steady mind is the best path forward, and not getting too high or too low, and not getting carried away. Trusting the work, trust your teammates, and things usually work out, in the big picture.
Fred, over these last 3 games, your game has obviously increased up a notch. In terms of being a playoff riser, does your experience help you in those moments in terms of just being able to take poise and take control over the young guys?
Yeah, I think just being ready for the moment, and you work all year and you train all summer, for these moments. And I've always prided myself on trying to rise to the occasion. I've taken a different role for this team over the last 2 years and just trying to squeeze as much juice out of this group as possible. But, I'm ready and willing, when the time comes to step up and make big plays. But, again, I think we pride ourselves on being a balanced team and having a deep team, and different guys were huge. Alpie obviously was huge. As usual, Steven Adams, incredible. Amen played a balanced game. I thought DB got in foul trouble, so he was a little out of it. And Jalen didn't score a ton, but he played a great game as well, rebounding and defensively. So we need Jabari made 2 huge threes in one of those plays. Aaron came in and hit a big 3. So it's going to take everybody. It's not really just about me.
This is for both of you. Alpie, how are you feeling yourself and the other young guys grow throughout the playoff experience? And Fred, how are you seeing the young guys grow throughout the playoff experience?
I mean, I feel like I have to play like this. So, they took Jalen out of the game. They pressuring him, and they kind of let him play, let him make the plays. So I just know I have to play aggressive. So that's the mindset I goes to the game, and that's why I was trying to play hard.
Yeah, I think just not being that surprised. Obviously, Game 1 was full of jitters. Game 3 was kind of the similar, being on the road for the first time. And, once you get that initial shock out of the way, been able to settle in and play basketball the way that we've played all year. And we've been one of the better teams all year. So just trying to be able to execute and play our game at a high enough level. And if we play our game at a high enough level, we'll always have a chance to win. So trying to continue to keep guys focused and locked in and not getting, outside your body, due to the moment.
Fred, obviously you just mentioned about it because the experience you have, you always stay calm and your personality. But do you feel surprised that your team is especially very young and that they can stay calm at this type of game?
No, not at all. I've believed in these guys since I got here from day one, and just seeing them rise to the occasion every single time. I'm just disappointed when they don't do it because I know what they're capable of. So I'm more surprised when they don't stay calm, when they don't rise to the moment, because I know how much talent we have. And as a guy that's been there, we have enough to get it done. It's just a matter of can we play at a high enough level, all at the same time. So we've been able to do that over the last couple games, but we got to stay focused and do it one more time.
Alperen, what kind of leader is Fred on and off the court?
He's amazing. We've been saying that for 2 years now. He's leading us on the court, off the court, and we're letting him do that. So even he wasn't playing this year, he was still leading us. He was saying, "I don't want to talk," but he was saying, "I hate talking when I'm not playing," but still, we needed that, and he came back leading us all the time, and we're letting him do that, and we see the followers in the court.
Alpie, I was wondering if you could describe to me what makes Steven Adams so effective defensively and on the boards.
I mean, they gotta box him out with 2 people, and I hate playing with him in the practices. So I'm sure other teams hate him too. So he give me a lot of space when two buddies got to box him out, and I go over there and he does the hard job. I do the easy job out there and clean up, you know. So it just impacting a lot for us and defensively too.
Fred, when you made a decision to sign with Houston, did you have moments like Sundays in mind, where you had an opportunity to play in a Game 7 and advance to the next round?
Yeah, I mean, you always dream of the moment, the best moment possible, and rising to the occasion and building up a team. But I think first and foremost, it was hard to see that far. You know what I mean? When I first got there, first practices, first training camp, we just had so much work to do. But it's just a testament to these young guys and how far they've come in such a short amount of time. I can bark all day, Ime can bark all day. It's not going to matter if these guys didn't put the work in, if they weren't hungry, if they weren't selfless, if they weren't confident, if they weren't talented. So, I mean, they get all the credit in the world. They make me look good. And, again, it's not time to celebrate yet. We got to stay focused and focus and get ready to play again.
Fred, there was a moment in the fourth quarter where you guys held them without a field goal for nearly 8 minutes. What was the key defensively in terms of staying in the zone and being aggressive?
Yeah, just attention to detail, trying to find the shooters. We've been experimenting with some things in the zone and having the bigs on the back line and then just kind of morphing and flying around. And half the time we don't even know what the hell we're doing out there. So I'm sure it's hard to game plan against, but just flying around, having effort, being physical. And we know the guys that we want to limit their touches and their shots, make it tough on them, come up with a rebound. So that was a huge stretch for us there. Kind of take the air out of the building, deflate them a little bit. And then they went to the fouling Steven, and he stepped up to the line and made some big free throws. So kind of gave us a little gap there.
I got to ask, what is it like dealing with the crowd out here in the Warrior Stadium?
The crowd. What's it like dealing with the crowd?
I mean, it was like Fred said. The first game we played over here, it was hard. It shocked us, but you know, after that, now we know, and we just focus on the game. We don't care about the fans, what they're saying, how loud they are, you know. So we just focus on the game, and that's the older guys we have. That's why they're helping us. You know, they keeping us calm, and they trying to make us stay on the game. So they help us a lot, you know. And like I said, third game was I think big impact they did, but it didn't impact us anymore.
Thank you.
Had 3 offensive rebounds, dude. That sucks.
Hey, Steven, what is it about the Rockets' defense? What is it about y'all's defense when you're on the court? What kind of difference do you make, especially in the zone?
Me?
Yeah.
What difference do I make?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I just follow the game plan, bro. Defensive game plan, read, communicate. Yeah, I think we do well. Yeah, I don't know how to answer that question, bro. I think it's all right.
That's all right. Not a lot of people play zone against the Warriors. Y'all do and have had a lot of success. Why is it successful?
I think it's just due to the instincts of the players, honestly, because we do such a good job at just making sure we know where the threats are, and then also just making up those windows. Because again, the thing with the zone is that like there are windows to attack. There are weak spots, obviously, and yeah, we just manage to scramble and get to those spots like pretty good. You know what I mean? Rotation. So it's the window for error is actually, you know what I mean? We keep it very tight. On top of that too, we do a good job rebounding, keeping them to one shot. You know what I mean? Like that's a key. That's a key weakness with the zone. It's because usually you're out of place to rebound. You know, so it's good, bro. It's a weird zone. It's not like I don't know. It's just like a bizarre one, but it works.
Do you believe in like the concept of like a playoff riser, and do you think that Fred has kind of found that mode these last few games?
What is it? A playoff riser?
Yeah, like someone who finds a different playoff mode, they can rise to the level in the postseason specifically.
Yeah. Are you asking? Do I think it's a thing? Yeah.
Thing first of all, and do you think that that's what's happening with
No,
Fred?
it's 100% a thing. And it could be any player, even if other players like you got to look at the the strategy of playoffs. It comes down to like a lot of numbers game, right? So if someone in the regular season, they mainly attack, say they average X amount of points. If you blitz them the whole game, you force the ball out of their hand, obviously their volume of shots is going to go down. So then their points per game is going to go down. So that still don't judge them on like that person's not a riser. No, it's what the defense is presenting. You're enough of a threat that they're taking that away. You know what I'm saying? So then like you just have to find a different way to attack, which means that there's other players that may be quote unquote a riser, depending on how you value them. Okay, they might score more, so you're like, oh well, this guy scores more points now, he's a riser. It's up to you. It's all up to you, individual, whatever you guys put value on. For the I go a few. Oh, it's Australian. Had to. Yeah, but you know what I mean. So, yeah.
I remember in Utah, you told me that in the playoffs, it's really important for everybody to know their exact role and perform their role at the highest level. How have you seen this Rockets team do just that?
I think, again, at this point, it's just like, it's just trusting the system, trusting each other. And I think the boys are doing a really good job at honing in on it exactly that. Because again, these positions are very, very crucial. Even our previous games, if you look at it, it's like basically a one-position game before it kind of gets away, you know what I mean? But it's like one-position game. So a lot of them, if you stick to your role, not trying to do too much outside of that. And what I mean by that is like you don't want to surprise your teammates by doing stuff that we haven't actually gone over and stuff like this, you know what I mean? Not saying that sometimes you're forced to, but you want to stay within like the certainties of our system, you know? So, yeah. Good job to the lads.
Hey, much respect. You've been extremely aggressive, a lot of blocks, and want to see where this energy comes from. This last few games, a lot of blocks coming in, and much respect.
Thank you, bro. Was that a question? Oh, what is it?
Where does all this energy come from in this last few games with all the blocks?
Oh, no, that's just. Look, it just comes down to the defensive system, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like I'm going every time, you know what I mean? But, like, the boys on the ball is doing a really good job at making sure that these guys throw up an off-balance shot. Those are the ones you can go after, like the block shots, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's just like you have to be there. If I'm the low guy, which I try to be, well, most of the time I try and be the low man so I could come over and contest the shots and stuff. Just sometimes you get blocked, sometimes they just throw up something else. But it's just the job. But yeah. Thanks, bro. What a nice man.
Stephen, obviously it's been a while since the Rockets won a playoff series. What do you expect that atmosphere to be like on Sunday?
Yeah, it should be good, bro. The fans been showing out, so it should be good atmosphere and whatnot. Game 7, so yeah. I'm sure they'll be, as they are, very excited and whatnot. Hell yeah, brother. Yeah. So, yeah, should be good, bro.
I think you played over 30 minutes today for the first time since 2023, maybe?
Yeah.
Is that take anything out of you, or how you feeling?
Yeah, no, it's good, bro. Yeah, I was just out there for as long as he needs me for, bro. Just doing the job. Again, I think it just comes down to one of these things. If I end up dipping in quality of, impact-wise, then obviously, yeah, get me out, but whatever, man. I just do whatever coach says, mate. It's good stuff.
Steven, to your left.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, what's up, bro?
Nice
Haven't
to see
seen you
you.
in a long time, man.
You've been in a lot of these playoff battles. When you guys are down 3-1, what was the mood with the group? And then with Ime, like, what was the message? What kind of message was he sharing at that time?
What was the start
Coach
of the question?
Udoka.
Yeah, what was the start of the
mood
question? Yeah.
when you're down 3-1 of the whole group.
Yeah.
And then what was Ime telling you guys about trying to get this back?
There's nothing. You don't want to make it too, like, put too much extra stuff on it, because again, like, for our games, they were really close games, very like one possession games, and then there was like maybe like we missed some free throws, we could have won those games, or we attacked appropriately, we would have won those games. You know what I mean? It's very marginal. So it's not like you need some big hoorah speech about, digging deep. Yeah, it's like, brother, we're right there. You know what I mean? And so since you're right there, you just make a slight adjustments, attack more, be more confident with your stuff. And that's what's been happening. You know what I mean? It was just being more deliberate and intentional with our stuff, and it's working in our favor, you know. But yeah, is it? Okay. It's good enough, eh? Cheers, boys.
Does this game kind of show the value of having vets like Fred and Steven who can, keep their composure and, really help put the game away in the fourth?
Yeah, I mean, that's always valuable, of course, but full team contribution. Off night from a few guys, and others came in and stepped up, but obviously Steven was big as far as with Alpie got some fouls and then knocking down the free throws and doing what he does defensively, so it all helps, but good to have some vets as well.
Do you believe in the whole playoff mode thing, and do you think that that's something that Fred has been able to achieve?
Yeah, I mean, I think people, especially veterans, know the urgency of the playoffs, and it gets monotonous at times through a regular season, and so sometimes pace themselves, saves themselves for the right moment, and obviously Fred came out not shooting his best, and he's had some really good stretches lately, and so he knows what it is. He's been a champion, been there, done that, and so wouldn't expect anything less than that from him.
Coach, in 6 games, you've seen just about every version of this Warriors team. To have that kind of spirit coming down from a 3-1 to tie it up at 3-3, I think that's been a theme for this team all year, but how was it from your vantage point, in this kind of environment tonight?
Oh, it was good. It was fine. I think, we knew they were going to come out aggressive, and for us it was do more of the same, more of what we've done. Defense travels, our physicality and our awareness has improved throughout the series, and in general, I think our young guys aren't really fazed by things. They just continue to play through it, and like you guys mentioned, they have really good veterans that steady them at times, and so for us, it was just continue to do what we did to get here. Even in the games that we lost, we didn't play our best. We played the average game at best, and there were some one-possession games, and when we've played good basketball, we've had some blowouts, and so that bodes well, knowing that we can kind of ramp it up there, and if you just have an average or above-average game, you'll be in good shape.
Coach, coming into this game, the previous 2 games, Fred has shot like 67% from 3 or close to it. Do you expect them to continue sort of devoting so much to shutting down Jalen Green and kind of letting Fred do his thing?
Yeah, we talked about that. We like them on the court together for that reason. They put one of the better defenders there, but guys are really setting screens. I think our pace has been better, and so you're getting a lot more freedom and wearing them down a little bit. So we'll see what they do. They've switched lineups quite a bit so far, but at times it feels like they're going for defensive lineups out there, and then offensive, you can only have a little bit of both. And so Fred's been aggressive, picking on that, and if they do adjust with Jalen, he'll have some freedom as well.
You guys really came out swinging in that fourth quarter. What did you like about that sense of urgency that you saw from your whole team?
Yeah, we were a little disappointed, that they won the third by 3. We let them score 36. That's way too high for us. And felt we had opportunities to kind of push the lead up like we did in the fourth. We got to 7 or 8 a few times and lost guys on cuts in our zone, or they got offensive rebound. They had 9 second chance points in that quarter. And so we felt we were right there to kind of cracking it open. And, we came out and did that. And after giving up a 36-point quarter, other than the last 10 that some of their third unit got, we held them to 13 in that quarter. So really good bounce back defensive quarter, 1 for 16 at the 4-minute mark, and so did our job there. And then obviously kudos to our vets and Steven for sitting up and knocking down the free throws, and that's where we extend the lead.
Like they've done early in the series, they fouled Steven to try to get you to take him out, and you didn't budge. Could you just kind of talk about that chess move and your decision to stick with Steven?
Yeah, I mean, it's time and score situation. We feel, obviously, if you're holding somebody at 1 for 16 and, 4 points or whatever in the first 8 minutes, feel good about our defense. So that's going to sustain regardless of if he made them or missed them, but also helps him get in the rhythm to leave them in. The other night when they did it, I think at the 3-something minute mark, we could go another minute or so before we got him back in, and it was in a tighter game, and so that was the decision that night. But for the most part, confident in him. And like I said, if you're defending at that level, you're not going to take that out and go away from that.
Coach, for a long time, we haven't seen teams go zone when Steph Curry's on the floor. Only really box and one has been tried. You came up with this zone. Now it's 2-3, but you have the box and one principles in it. How did y'all come up with that and teach the players that kind of on the fly? As far as I know, I haven't really seen anyone do that before.
Yeah, I mean, it was out of necessity when we started playing our bigger lineups and playing against some teams with small ball. And so we wanted to, protect some matchups there. But the communication is probably even better in our zone than in man-to-man. And obviously we're dominant with our size. We put Jabari at the 3 in a bigger lineup there, and so we don't have a lot of cross matches or mismatches. And I've gone to it and saw that it worked. And like I said, I think Alpy and some of those guys are kind of feel some comfort with having Steven and some bigger lineups in there as well. So out of necessity, honestly, not a lot of teams are playing double big lineups, and we like what it does. Our activity up top is great, and then the principles with obviously Curry and recognizing where he is in the zone. It takes a lot of communication, and if you stay with him, we fill the spots behind it.
Coach, there was a period in the fourth quarter you talked about where I think the Warriors missed 15 of 16 shots. What was the key defensively in terms of staying aggressive and staying within that scheme?
Yeah, locating Curry was a big part. Giving up the shots that we wanted to the guys, and we knew if we rebounded better than we did in the third quarter, we limited them to one shot, we get out and run. They did some of the fouling, so they got into the bonus early and kind of slowed the pace down where we could set our defense as well. And like I said, Steven knocked those down. But I think our awareness on Curry, our communication, sometimes you have 2 on them and everybody else has to scramble, but if they're going to play a certain defensive lineups, they're going to have some weak links offensively out there that will live with the shots, and that paid off tonight.
Coach, with games 3 and 4 in this building, we're pretty emotional. A lot of after the whistle stuff. Seems like that stuff is kind of gone away now. You guys have just played basketball these last couple of games. Is that something you guys talked about just as a group, just to cut out the extracurricular stuff and just play?
Yeah, well, it was a mantra going into the series. It was play through everything. It's going to be a physical game. Don't ask for anything. We want to be physical. So if the refs allow it, or that's how the style of the game is played, that favors us more often than not. And so, yeah, I think guys are past that point. There was some chippiness a few times here and there, but it seems like it's the norm every now and then this game in this series. And so I think guys are past that. They don't understand what's on the line and what to play through. And if they don't, I kind of remind them.
Why do you think this communication is better in zone?
Because you're matching. You don't have a man or a matchup. You have to more so cover an area, and obviously you want to recognize where certain players are as well. And so, it forces you to talk. You should do it at man-to-man with some of the switches as well, but there's less hesitation, and it does take them out of some of their sets as well. So, forces you to talk, and I would say more than anything, you're not chasing one guy around the whole time. Alpy is in the spot. He's handing guys off, and Fred and Amen and Jalen are really good up top. And so recognizing when to stay with Curry and guys or hand them off to our bigs, and you just have to be on point with the communication, especially in zone. Thank you.